Okay, so office drama, right? It's something that, I mean, let's be real, like, we've all probably dealt with it at some point in our careers.
Yeah.
It's like you go into the office hoping for, a peaceful, productive day, but then, bam, you're suddenly caught in the middle of some crazy situation.
Can definitely feel like navigating a minefield sometimes.
Totally. So today, we're diving into some material that you, our amazing listener, sent our way.
Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Right. We're going to try to understand the dynamics of this office drama, like what makes it tick.
Right.
But more importantly, we want to figure out how you can, stay out of it. Like, how can you survive and thrive in the office without getting dragged into the drama
Yeah,
vortex?
because who wants that extra stress?
Nobody. It's like you're already dealing with deadlines and projects and all that.
Right.
The last thing you need is to be, caught in the middle of some office feud.
Exactly. And what's interesting is that, workplaces, they're almost like petri dishes for drama.
Hmm.
Think about it. You've got all these different personalities, different goals.
It's like a melting pot, but sometimes it feels more like a pressure cooker.
Yes, exactly. And then you add in, deadlines, competition,
Power struggles, office politics.
all of that. It's like the perfect recipe for, well, drama.
It really is. So, like, why does this drama seem to pop up even in the most professional settings? Like, shouldn't work be, all about professionalism and getting stuff done?
Well, offices are made up of people, right? And people, well, we bring our own baggage to the table.
Baggage. What kind of baggage?
Emotions, insecurities, personal problems, all that stuff we carry around.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. So it's like all that personal stuff spills over into the workplace.
Exactly. And it can definitely create conflict, especially when you combine it with the demands of the workplace.
So it's not always about the work itself. Sometimes it's about the people and their own personal dynamics.
Right. And let's not forget that some people actually thrive on drama. It's like they get a rush from it.
Really? Like they actually enjoy it?
Yeah, I know, it sounds strange. But for some people, drama is a way to feel important, to get attention, even to exert some control.
Wow, I never thought about it that way. So it's like they're feeding off the chaos.
Exactly. And that can make it really tough for everyone else who just wants to, come to work and do their job in peace.
So, how do we make sense of all these different personalities and their roles in this office drama game? Like, is there a way to categorize these drama players?
Actually, the material you sent us breaks it down really well. It talks about these drama archetypes.
Ooh, drama archetypes. I like it. So, what are these archetypes? Tell me more.
Well, first you have the drama seekers.
The drama seekers. Okay, those sound like trouble.
They are. These are the people who seem to, like, thrive on conflict. They gossip. They escalate small disagreements.
So, they're like the ones who stir the pot, constantly looking for something to blow up.
Exactly. It's like they get energy from disrupting a calm environment.
Ah, I know the type. They're like the office equivalent of those people who slow down to gawk at a car accident.
Right. Like some people just can't resist the drama. But for the rest of us, it's just, stressful and unproductive.
Totally. Okay, so that's the drama seekers. What's the next archetype?
Okay, so next you have the accidental participants.
Accidental participants. What does that mean?
This is the person who gets caught in the crossfire without even realizing they're contributing to the drama.
Ah, so they don't mean to cause trouble. They're just kind of like swept up in it.
Right. Maybe they think they're being a good friend by listening to someone vent.
Right, right. Or they offer what they think is a harmless opinion, but it ends up making things worse.
Yeah, sometimes their good intentions backfire and end up fueling the drama.
Oh, I can definitely see how that happens. Okay, so we have the drama seekers, the accidental participants. Is there another one?
Yep, the last one's the observers.
Observers? Like they just watch everything unfold from a distance.
Exactly. They're aware of the drama, but they choose to stay out of it. They prioritize their work and avoid unnecessary conflict.
They're like the ninjas of the workplace. They see everything, but they move silently and don't get caught in the sticky web.
Hmm.
That's the goal, right? To be an observer.
Absolutely, that's the ideal. Because the less you engage with the drama, the less likely you are to get dragged down by it.
So, how do we become masters of observation? Like, how can we avoid getting pulled into the drama vortex?
Well, the key is to be proactive. One of the most effective strategies is setting boundaries.
Boundaries, like with a fence and a no drama zone sign?
Ah, not quite. But yeah, it's about being clear about what you're willing to tolerate and what you're not.
So, if someone comes to you wanting to, like, dish about a coworker, you just politely say, nope, not interested.
Exactly. You can say something like, hey, I appreciate you wanting to talk, but I'd rather not get involved.
I like it. Short, simple, to the point.
Right. Or If someone tries to pull you into a disagreement, you could say, "It sounds like a tough situation, but I hope you two can work it out."
So you're basically staying neutral, like Switzerland.
Exactly. And by staying neutral, you're less likely to become a target.
Smart. It's like that saying, not my circus, not my monkeys.
But what are some other ways to protect ourselves? Because sometimes it feels like drama has a way of finding you, no matter how hard you try to avoid it.
Oh yeah, I've definitely been there. It can be tricky. But another key strategy is to be mindful of what you share about yourself.
You mean like personal stuff?
Yeah, like personal opinions, details about your life outside of work.
Oh, I get it. Because if you overshare, you might be giving people like ammunition to use against you later.
Right. It's kind of like they say, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But maybe it should be, what happens in your personal life stays out of the office.
I love that. Keep it professional, keep it zipped. But okay, so we've talked about setting boundaries and being mindful of what we share. What else can we do to stay out of the drama zone? This one's important. Emotional regulation.
Emotional regulation, so like not letting our emotions get the best of us.
Exactly. Because remember, drama thrives on heightened emotions.
Yeah.
If you can stay calm and collected,
Even when you're like totally freaking out inside.
even then, it takes away the
Yeah.
drama's power.
So like take a deep breath, count to 10, channel your inner Zen master.
Exactly. Don't let them see you sweat.
I love it. These are some really practical tips. But what about when drama like finds you anyway, despite your best efforts to avoid it? What happens when you become the target?
Ooh, yeah, that's a tough one. When you're in the hot seat,
Hmm.
it can be really hard to stay detached.
Especially when it feels personal, you know? It's hard not to get defensive or emotional when you feel like you're being attacked or misunderstood.
Absolutely. So what do you do in those situations? That's what we're going to talk about next.
So we were talking about like what happens when the drama actually targets you,
Yeah.
which, you know, we're trying to avoid all that, but
Right.
it happens.
It does.
Sometimes you can't avoid it, so how do you deal with that?
Well, the first step is to try and remain calm.
Oh, easier said than done, right?
Right. But, just remember, you want to de-escalate
Right.
the situation, not make it worse.
Don't add fuel to the fire.
Exactly.
All right.
And one of the best things you can do is
Right.
just address the issue directly,
Okay.
but in a calm,
Be direct,
yes,
but calm.
and constructive way.
Okay. So, like, instead of reacting emotionally, like,
Yes.
which we all do sometimes,
Right?
we should try to have a direct conversation
Yes, that's right.
with the person involved.
Suggest a conversation.
Okay.
To clear the air, you could say something like, "Hey, I've heard there's been some talk about," mention the issue.
Okay.
"I'd love to hear your perspective directly so we can make sure we're on the same page."
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot more productive than,
Right.
sending a passive-aggressive email.
Yes.
Or even worse, getting caught up in, like, the he said, she said gossip.
Don't do that.
Yeah, so you're getting ahead of the drama.
Exactly. That open and honest approach
Yeah.
can often stop the gossip and the misunderstandings
Right.
before they spiral.
Before it gets out of control.
Out of control, yes.
Which we all know happens.
It does.
But okay, what happens if that person
Right.
isn't interested in clearing the air?
Right.
Or what if they're like intentionally causing trouble or like misrepresenting the truth?
Right.
Then what?
Well, in those cases, it's important to remember you have a right to protect yourself.
Okay.
And documentation can be a really powerful tool.
Okay, so receipts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep a record of your interactions,
Oh.
especially any emails or messages that show the facts
Yeah.
of the situation.
Okay, so it's not just feelings.
Right. It's about having,
It's facts.
yes, having that evidence if things escalate.
Yeah, but isn't documentation sometimes seen as like distrustful?
Well,
Like when is it appropriate
that's a good question.
to start documenting?
It's important to use your judgment.
Yeah.
Documentation doesn't have to be about distrust.
Right.
Think of it as a way to protect yourself
Okay.
and ensure that everyone is accountable for their actions.
Okay, so if you're facing persistent issues,
Right.
or if you feel like someone is misrepresenting the truth,
Right.
it's reasonable to start documenting.
It is.
But how do you do it effectively?
Well, when it comes to documentation,
Yeah.
the key is to be specific and factual.
Okay.
Focus on objective details rather than subjective interpretations.
Okay, so not just like, my coworker was rude to me.
No,
It's gotta be.
you would write on this date, at this time, my coworker said this to
Chat.
me in front of these people.
So you're like a detective,
Yes.
gathering evidence, presenting a clear case.
That's a great way to think about it.
But what about, like, when the drama is just so much? Like,
Right.
it's impacting your ability to actually do your job
Yeah.
or affecting your mental health. Like, what happens?
Yeah, what happens when it's not just one person,
Yeah.
but like a toxic workplace culture?
Yeah, that's a really good point because
That's a really important question and one that I think we need to talk about.
yeah, because it's not always just like one bad apple.
Right.
Sometimes the whole barrel.
It can be the whole environment.
Yeah. So what do you do then?
Sometimes the best way to win
Oh.
is to not play the game at all.
Are you saying like sometimes leaving a toxic job
It's definitely something to consider.
is the healthiest option?
It really is. Your mental and emotional well-being should always be a priority.
Okay.
Staying in a toxic environment can have serious consequences
Yeah.
for your health and happiness, even if it seems like leaving is a failure.
Yeah, I feel like that's a really hard thing for people to come to terms with
It is.
because we're all taught to like, power through.
Right, stick it out,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's just not worth it.
Yeah, it's like choosing to walk away from a burning building.
Yes.
You might lose some things in the fire, but you save yourself.
Exactly, you save yourself.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot in this deep dive about, office drama,
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
like different types of drama, how to like stay out of it.
Right, and even when to walk away.
Exactly. Like when is it time to just say peace out? But before we wrap up, let's recap some of the key takeaways, right? What are the big things you want our listeners to like really remember from this conversation?
Well, I think number one is awareness, right? Just recognizing that office drama exists.
Yeah, like it's a thing.
It is. And just being aware of that is the first step in, navigating it effectively.
So it's like, don't be oblivious. Keep your eyes open.
Exactly. Think of yourself as like an observer, like you're, I don't know, an anthropologist studying the dynamics of a new culture.
Oh, I like that. So be aware, but don't get caught up in it.
Right. You can be aware of the drama without, participating in it.
Okay, so awareness is step one. What comes next?
Boundaries.
Boundaries. Right, we talked about that. Like building those walls.
Exactly. Politely but firmly. Decline those invitations to gossip or complain.
Like, nope, not today, Satan.
Uh-huh. Exactly. Remember, you don't have to engage in every conversation or take sides in every conflict.
It's like you're creating a force field around yourself.
Yes. Deflecting all that negative energy.
And protecting your own sanity. But what about when drama, like, comes knocking on your door,
Yeah.
despite your best efforts to stay out of it?
When that happens, remember,
Hmm.
stay calm.
Oh, easier said than done.
I know. But try it. Right. Take a deep breath.
Okay, deep breaths.
And remember to respond, not react.
Okay, respond, don't react. Got it.
And direct communication is, like, your best friend.
So talk to the person directly.
Yeah, try to address the issue head on and see if you can, clear the air.
So it's like having a superpower, the ability to, like, stay cool under pressure.
Right. And de-escalate a tense situation.
Okay, but what if, like, talking doesn't work?
Yeah, or what if the person is, like, intentionally trying to stir up trouble?
Right, because some people are just like that.
They are. In those cases, documentation is key.
Ah, yes. Receipts.
Exactly. Keep track of your interactions, especially emails or messages that show, the facts of the situation.
Because sometimes it's like, he said, she said, and you just need the proof.
Exactly. It protects you.
Okay, so we've got awareness, boundaries, communication, documentation. Those are like our weapons against the drama.
Exactly. Our drama fighting toolkit.
But sometimes, even with all the tools, the environment is just toxic. What do you do then?
That's when you have to remember that you have a choice.
Yeah.
You deserve to be happy.
Yeah, but leaving a job is scary.
It can be, but sometimes it's the healthiest option.
Like ripping off a Band-Aid.
Yes. It might sting at first, but then the healing can begin. And remember, leaving a toxic job is not a failure. It's actually a sign of strength.
It's like saying, I'm worthy of something better.
Exactly. You're taking control of your life.
So powerful. All right, so as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of office drama, what's the one thing you really want our listener to walk away with?
You have the power to create a positive and fulfilling work experience for yourself. You really do.
So it's not about being a victim of the drama. It's about being in control.
Exactly. You have choices. You can stay out of it.
Yeah.
You can address conflict constructively.
And if it's just too much, you can walk away.
You got it.
Awesome. Well, to our listener, thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the sometimes crazy, always interesting world of office drama. Remember, you're not alone in this. And with a little bit of awareness, some strong boundaries, and a whole lot of self-respect, you can create a work life that is both successful and, drama-free.